Hello, I'm gonna give a short introduction to the good side, money side model. I'm Anthony Peter Müller and I'm currently at the UFS, a university in Brazil. Here are the background papers with their respective links to download. This is the standard GSMS model, the good side, money side model. It is based on the quantity theory of money, the equation of exchange, here in its version of the Chicago-Fisher transaction approach, here the Cambridge cash balance income version, and here it is in our form that we use. And one can see the name as good side, money side. We make a strict separation between the good side and the money side. We bring the variables of the equation of exchange, all monetary variables, to the left. So here you have the money supply, the money stock, and the velocity of money in its circulation, and the price level. On the right side is Q, the output. Here there will also be made some differentiations. Now let's look at the good sides. We have here the natural production frontier and the absolute production frontier with its maximal output. And in between we have the cyclical production frontier. And the cyclical production frontier connects the good side with the money side. Here is the money side. The money side is macroeconomic liquidity. It's this MV here. And in addition to that, there is also on this graph the nominal national income. So we have here the price level, here the output, nominal GDP. We have here the good side, the pure good side in the form of the natural, normal, regular output and the maximum output. And here the money side in terms of the macroeconomic liquidity of the monetary stock multiplied by the velocity of its circulation. And in between, as a connecting piece, we have the cyclical production frontier. Here are the elements of the good side, natural production frontier, cyclical, and absolute. Now here is the micro anchor of the model. You can simply imagine, let's say, a hotel, and this hotel has 100 rooms. That's the maximum output. That's the absolute production possibilities frontier. And the regular usage over the year, let's say, is 80%. So this would be the natural or normal or regular production frontier. Now in between you have a high season and a low season. In the low season you're below your average, and in the high season you're above the average, and accordingly prices will change. Now, let's say it's a tourism hotel. This is the high season. Prices get much higher than in the low season. This is the money side. Now, and here the equation. Let's say this is one is MV, so we have an inverse relationship between prices and quantity. Now here is the curve, the macroeconomic liquidity curve, which says when we move downward on the curve, movements on the curve reflect changes in the purchasing power. With a move downward, an increase of the purchasing power, and a move upward and a reduction of the purchasing power. And shifts are shifts in the size of macroeconomic liquidity. Now here we come to the GMS steady state equilibrium, the GSMS-SS model. Now we combine this simple GSMS model as we explained, with a slight variation that now it's here K, capital, instead of Q. And here we have the standard economic growth model in the Solow-Swan version with the slight modification. So we use this curve as capital maintenance. Not that what's usually called depreciation in our terminology we see capital maintenance. It's a certain fraction of the capital stock. Here we have the production function. When going into details in some coming presentation could be, for example, a Cobb-Douglas production function. Yeah, and here it is the steady state, which is in line with a natural production frontier. So this is very important. Yeah, this connects the two graphs. Now, this is a very short introduction now to the business cycle. There will be shows when it gets much deeper explanation. Now, let's simply assume that policymaker initiate a monetary expansion, let's say deficit spending. They increase the macroeconomic liquidity due to more credit in usage or a higher velocity of money already circulating. Yeah, and then we have a shift of the ML curve upwards to the right. There's this move along the cyclical production function, and as it is the intention of either business or of the government, there will be a higher output. No, the output moves from Q star upward along the production function. No? But see what is happening here with our capital maintenance. And I think this has never been done before in this kind of presentation because the approach is actually of Austrian origin. When we have this monetary shift, real authentic savings have not increased. And because of that, our costs of capital maintenance exceed our savings and consequently our capacity to invest. So this is an unsustainable expansion. And by necessity, we have to move back and we get a business cycle. We move first up here, expand, but it's unsustainable and move back. Now, moving to the right up here comes with malinvestment, with bad investment, with unviable investment that produce a cost burden that makes business bankrupt and other problems. So we will not just move back to the earlier steady state, but further down. Yeah, there will be really a business cycle, yeah, from boom to bust, and the bust brings us down below the earlier steady state. And let's leave government out. That's also a chapter we will separately have to discuss. Yeah, and the normal way of the course of events would be that there will be a contraction, a monetary contraction, along with the economic contraction, and what is usually called a deflationary depression. Thank you very much. Just for this short introduction. When there is more interest, here is the paper, and I tend to produce more clips to make you more comfortable with this model. Thank you very much.